What's going on, everyone, and welcome to the KoloCast, weekly podcast here from all of us at the Kolosseum. Hope you've been enjoying season number 2. My name is Mr. Aquaman, your host, and my co-host here on the KoloCast, none other than Flashyy over there. What's going on, Flashyy?
What is going on, Aquaman? I'm super excited about this one, as I always am. We actually have a player that I have played offline at a tournament, and let me tell you, he smoked me. So with that, bring him on in. Let's see who our guest is today. We got a fun conversation. Aquaman, please bring him in.
It is going to be none other than the 41 or some absurd number champion of the Open Series. He just came off of a Week 3 victory in Mortal Kombat 11 here on the Kolosseum. So you viewers may have actually just witnessed that. We got him on here, just got top 8 at CEO as well. One of the best up-and-coming players in our community. I may have talked about a little bit too much. Unjust might be feeling a little bit too uncomfortable right now, but welcome to the KoloCast, the MightyUnjust.
How you guys doing?
Doing just fine, man. Doing just fine. Thank you so much for coming on. I know we're going to be talking a lot about your accomplishments, but we want to get started, as we always do here on the KoloCast, with how you got started in the first place. Because if I'm being honest with you, it's pretty rare to see people that came in with MK11, stick with it, and continue to be around and at the level that you've been able to do so. And so I definitely am curious how you got involved in competitive gaming, in content creation in general. Tell us.
So with fighting games specifically, if anyone has a brother or anyone they know the pain of wanting to beat the shit out of them in anything. So my brother El Kukui, he had MK9, and I was watching him like, this game looks cool. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna touch it though. Injustice 1 came out. I'm like, oh wow, this game looks cool. And I'm like, all right, let me try to beat him. Like this is it. I feel like I could beat him.
What a
It
game.
didn't happen. I'm like, all right, whatever, no big deal. And then X came out. I'm like, all right, let me try to take this somewhat serious. Still got my ass beat. I'm like, all right, whatever. And then Injustice 2 came out. I saw myself leveling up compared to what I was in the beginning. And then 11 was the first game where I was like, all right, let me actually take this serious and let's see how good I do. Because when I was playing Injustice 2, I'm not gonna lie, I was addicted to Fortnite at the time. It was actually ridiculous. I was playing that so much.
Not
on the
another
side.
one.
Anyone who played that shit in the beginning knows how good it was.
I mean, I was there too. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to your
Everybody was,
face.
man. Everybody.
So I went to my first tournament in whatever LCQ was for ECT. I'm like, oh hey, that's pretty close to me. Let me go to it.
Oh,
and then,
yeah.
I got 9th. So that sucked. I for my first tournament, I felt the pain of 9th. I was like, oh, that sucked. And then ever since I've been competing for about. I would say I started competing in Injustice 2. The first tournament I actually entered was War of the Gods. I got smoked by Joey, Arcane Gambler. Yeah, so that sucked.
Yeah.
I got
Unjust.
3-0'd.
Can I just say that it warms my heart because so many people started with online tournaments in our community, and that was their first step in the door. And that's why I know I've continued to do online tournaments, is because I feel like it's the perfect stepping stone of not being involved at all, getting a taste of it to see even if that's something that you want to do.
Yeah, I think that was my first online tourney I entered. Yeah, and then
Sorry to cut you off. Where did you kind of discover competitive fighting games? Because you said you were playing or against your brother, you had that brotderly competition there.
Mhm.
But at what point were you watching it on YouTube or watching Street Fighter fights or something?
Definitely YouTube. I don't know how it popped up. It popped up my recommended. I remember. And
Was it
then
an NRS game?
Oh yeah, it was Injustice 1 Eva.
Ooh.
And then I think it was
I don't know how that triggered you to play the games themselves, because I wouldn't have.
Was it that Deadshot? Was that Deadshot era?
No.
Down
It was,
one slide by
Deathstroke,
Frost.
sorry,
Yeah,
Deathstroke.
Deathstroke. It was what was it?
Was it year
Oh,
one?
it was Sonic and Pig of the Hut.
Oh, Pig. Okay, that was a good one.
Yeah, I was like, damn, this looks amazing.
That
pop up was ridiculous. I was like, damn, this is I actually want to get into this. See how I can do in it.
So we were talking a little bit about. I mean, this was more for later in the conversation, but we've been talking about it a lot. We've had a couple of individuals on the show that have a twin brother, and me and Aquaman call it the twin tech. Do you believe that having a twin in the NRS scene gives you a completely unfair advantage over everybody else?
Completely, by the way.
Yeah.
I I want to say yes, but at the same time, like anyone who has a brother or anyone like
Yeah.
knows like you just want to beat the shit out of them. Like you just want to be better than them in anything.
So after
But
you guys are competing in the same tournament, do you guys have that inner competition between yourself? Do you feel like that kind of helps you compete even more? Because you're like, I got it. Because you both got top 8 as CEO, if I'm not mistaken, right? Both of you guys top 8, two
yeah.
sets of twins in the top 8.
Mm.
So do you kind of have in your mind like, not only do I want to win this tournament, but I got to place better than my brother? Or are you both like, nah, we kind of just both got here and that's what's important?
Uh, for that specifically, my brother was going through some shit, so seeing him get that top 8 was like, I don't know. I was way more happy for him than me. You know,
Nice.
I might if he won the whole thing, I think I would have started crying. I honestly would have started crying. I was like, I but any other thing, yeah, I was like, yeah, I'll play your stupid ass. Yeah, hold that.
Has he ever? Because can you think of all the times that he has outplaced you? Like, is it?
I no.
That's
No.
what. That's what I was curious because oh my god, we just made Splash just spit out his drink.
It's a good
Nah,
start.
Well,
I was
only
talking to him
because-
before. He's like, yeah, I had like the Cinderella run. I was like, yeah, you definitely did.
I only said that because I've looked at most results for Mortal Kombat 11, period, and I can't recall times at all where he's actually outplaced you in tournaments. So like, what that had to be, again, other stuff that he was going through, but that had to be pretty big for him to finally do that. Because I have a brother outside of fighting games, and it used to be Madden back in the day. And if that son of a bitch ever beat me in Madden, it was fucking World War III in that household.
No, yeah. It was like I was just so happy for him. I was like, yes.
That's
I was
awesome, man.
like anything else, like consider getting your flowers. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah. You definitely like prove to like other people like you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, both you guys are absolutely nasty. It's crazy to see. I've been again. We talked about it a little bit in the intro, but I've seen you guys play at Mortal Kombat New Jersey, and every single time you guys pull up, I'm like, it's either these two or Gur. Like that's the only way that this tournament is gonna end today. Like, and I think I played against you one time. We had one set against each other. You picked Johnny Cage,
I think I
bro.
remember that.
I literally just put the controller down. Like I don't even. There was no reason for me
No.
to even try playing anymore. I was like, this is why I'm a content creator, and this kid is out here winning 41 times in a row online in the Pro Series or whatever it is. Like, it's absolutely crazy, man. What looking at those
Yeah.
41 wins, looking back on those,
Mhm.
what did you kind of expect that to be the outcome, or you just took it week by week, and all of a sudden you're like, shit, I got 41 wins here.
In the very beginning, I definitely expected it because like the competition wasn't crazy. Like, I'm not gonna
Oh,
lie, like, it wasn't
yeah. When it
crazy.
first started, it was a little.
Yeah, it was like, don't get me wrong, like there was like decent people, but like my only competition was like Ice Scorpion, and I was like, whatever. But then like, who started? Everyone started joining. I remember Wise Gemini joined.
Aztec a lot.
Aztec, Tweety, Bio.
Yes,
Everyone started
yep.
joining. My brother started joining. I'm like, shit. I was like, damn, I have to like gotta like worry about these people now. Before I'm like, all right, another Monday, another Tuesday. All right, let me get my free 250. All right, move on. And I'm like, all right, damn, I gotta like worry about people now.
There was a phase during that where I believe you were using, like every week you were using and winning with a new character. I know towards the end you might have just like stuck with your mains, but wasn't there a point where every week you just brought in a random new character and
Oh
you just
yeah,
won?
yeah.
What was
Yeah.
what was the mentality behind that? Where you just did you want to prove something? Did you want to learn the characters more? What was
I was
that?
just
Were you just bored?
nah, that, it definitely was just like having fun. Cause like for me personally, like I can't sit down and play one character. I can't.
Hmm.
It's so boring. I don't know how people do that. Like that man Wise has like
Alcohol.
that could help too, but I think Wise has like
That's my
40,000
way.
games of Wise. Oh, with Liu Kang, I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't play a character for that. I can't. That's just so boring. That's how I've been for like all the NRS games. I'm like, yeah, let me just pick up everybody. It's more fun.
And it's one of the best ways to compete.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah.
Ever since Mortal Kombat X, that was kind of the thing that I saw was all the top players were all the guys that were grinding together and playing every single character and just knowing everything about every character, and that's a huge thing to me.
Yeah, I think everyone should do that whenever the next NRS game comes out, or even with this game. It's like, 'cause the way I look at it, I'm like, oh yeah, if I was playing this character, what would I do in this situation, or blah blah blah. Like I think it helps so much.
Do you have an official MK11 main?
No,
Like,
no.
no, nothing. Like all the cards on the table, 2-2, final game, final round, grand finals.
All depends on the
Do
matchup,
I
baby.
have? Do I have the pick?
And
You have the pick.
do
You
have
have the
the
Oh
pick.
no, I'm counter picking you. What the hell?
So, so that
Easily,
might lead
yeah.
into the other option where now you can counter pick, which is
Oh
actually
yeah.
really, really good idea. Yeah, like I said, man, watching you every single week bring out a new character, I was like, this guy is on something, bro. There's no way you could just pull up with a random character every single week. What is there, 40 characters at MK and you won 41 times? You pretty much were able to clear the whole damn roster during that Pro Series
That used to
run.
be in the beginning. I could just pick whoever I want. Now I was like, all right, Jackie Cetrion.
yeah, hold on.
I was like, yeah, okay, I can't fuck around anymore. Jackie Cetrion and sub. That's it.
That's
and
it.
and if I remember correctly, I got to commentate a few of them and kind of learn a couple of the storylines in that entire run, and one of them was the fact that Ice Scorpion finally kind of found an answer for at least what was it, a couple weeks where Ice Scorpion got
God,
you, and then that's when we saw the great like Cetrioning of 2020
Oh yeah. No,
or early
I
2021.
never realized how
I don't even know what
stupid
year it
that
is.
character was. I never realized how stupid that character was until he whipped it out. I'm like,
I didn't realize how
I-
stupid that character was
No, I'm
until he
like-
whipped it out.
I know. I
It's a
think
cult.
this was when like customs first came out. I'm like, it's not that bad. Then I'm like, this fool starts smoking me. I'm like, what's going on? And I went through character after character. I'm like, I don't. I'm like, I remember. I think I was down 2. I'm like, fuck it. Let me just fucking
Mirror.
yeah, let me just mirror match. And, like, let me see how it goes. And I ended up like reverse 6-0ing. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is definitely the pick from now on. I was the same thing with Bio. I think there was like, I think I had Bio's number for a minute. Then like randomly he had a whole like 2 to 3 weeks of him just killing me. I'm like, bro, what's going on?
Yeah, I
I'm
remember
like, damn,
tuning
the
in every week.
competition's getting like harder every fucking week. I'm like, man, I miss the old days, man.
Oh no.
Tuning in
Hey.
every week. I remember it was Bio versus Unjust. That was like you tune in, you're getting Bio versus Unjust in the
Yep.
final. That's it.
Yep.
Mm.
That
That
could
was
be
like me
said.
versus Tweety and everything. I'm like, yeah.
Unjust. That kind of reminds me about the whole NRS scene as a whole. Is I miss the good old days when 90% of the people that signed up for the tournament sucked. I miss those days. It was an easy top 16. It was an easy top 8. If I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
Like come on. I can't just show up and make top 16 now. I got to earn that shit. That's bullshit. if you're asking me, that's just terrible. That's terrible. We'll go ahead and change cover or topic.
Unjust, what do you think for competitive fighting games? Do you think, I don't know if easier is the word, but when the game first comes out and not everybody really knows what's going on, or 2 years down the line when the game is completely flushed out, what did you think in your head that you had either more success in or more fun in? Was it when everyone was still trying things, or now that the game is fully flushed out, you know every option at every second of every turn?
Definitely the knowing every option now. It just helps out a lot more.
But
Can
then
you
the
imagine
competition gets harder.
Yeah, true. But can you imagine at the beginning of the game if everyone was flawless blocking a hit and doing all
Oh.
this shit? Like,
If someone accidentally flawless blocked, I was like, who is this guy? How the fuck did he just do that?
I remember it was RTX. I had to play against Dio, and this man floss blocked my meaty. I'm like, what was that? It blew my mind. Like,
It
was that a
changes the
thing? Like,
game. It changes the game.
Yeah, I'm like, was that a thing at the time? Like, why did he do that to me? I was just so amazed. I was like, nah, I played Gur. Oh my, I love Gur to death. I love Gur to
Yeah.
death. He's the nicest human being
But-
on the planet.
But
But I remember I played him. I was playing Jackie. He was playing Gears. He did down 1. I reversaled with 4-3. Flaws blocked up to it. I'm like, Gur, you think that's fair? He's like, yeah, bro. Just look at my meter. Like, it was a mind game. I'm like, off a poke? Like,
Off
are
a
you- like,
poke,
come
yeah.
on. Off a poke? I had to guess off a poke. I was like, all right, man. I love you, Gur. Yeah, never changed, man.
this is also why, as much as I've defended Mortal Kombat 11 over the years, there's things about the mechanics that can be very triggering, and one of them
This
is
game
one of
offline
them
is
is
amazing.
yeah, it's amazing. But how
Yeah.
crazy is it that a mechanic exists where it breaks the rules of you actually having a turn
So it's so bad.
in the game? But when someone does it, they're like, oh, but they're godlike. And so there's like a bit of salt and a little bit of that. Man, that was really really well executed.
It depends on like when it happens. Like
yeah.
whenever I see it, I'm like, damn, that was kind of ass. I'm not gonna lie, but like the way I feel like it should be used is off jump-ins, between strength and gaps. That's the only way I think it should be used.
You know, I want to flip this conversation out to talking about you've competed online. We've talked about it plenty here, and like we just said, you made top 8 at an offline, and you kind of had this air around you that like you're the online, pretty much the king right around here in the open series. Again, so many wins. Did you feel like there was some kind of pressure when you were going offline to perform? Like, do you think that people are in the back of your mind? Were you like, I don't want people to see me as just an online person, or were you not even thinking about that?
Um, nah, there definitely was a part of me that thought that, cause like I've always done so well online. Then I got ninth at NEC, then in Justice 2, or ECT I got ninth. I'm like, damn, like, am I really just an online player? I'm like, fuck. But like, I didn't my parents always tell me like whenever I go to a major, or like whenever like, oh, how much money do you make? Blah blah blah. I'm like, I can make like a decent amount. And then I'm like, I don't really care about that. Like, for me, it was like always getting that medal. Like getting that medal was just
Yeah.
like getting that satisfaction of damn, like you finally did it. Like you finally like proved to people like, damn, I'm not just like an online player. Like getting that CEO medal was like, damn, I finally did it. Right before the game, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be stuck with MK11. But like, damn, finally, right before the game died off, I'm like, all right, I got my medal for this game.
And I would
Finally.
say that 100% counts. There was still a stupid amount of people there. What was it, like 260, 250? But with
Yeah.
with the DQs at the door, I'm pretty sure it was a little bit under. That's still bigger than most pro comp events in its prime. In some cases, which is really strong. And even though a lot of people were saying, yeah, but like the big 5 might be missing from there. We didn't have Dragon, Ninja Killa, Sonic Fox, but the people that were there, they had been grinding for a long time. When I did my predictions, I was like, man, by about round 3 or 4, this gets fucking ugly really quick. And, I mean, you went through it. I can't even imagine. And one of the other big storylines going into that, if I can make a nice segue here, is those twins from Chile. I want to know, like, at what point did people at CEO start talking about it? Like, was it when they made top 48? Was it the first upset in top 48 perhaps? Like, was that a conversation going into the event? Because I know I made it a conversation because I saw them play and I was like, they're fucking stupid.
I'll be completely honest. Like, I didn't even know about them. I
Oh
didn't.
yeah,
No one did. No, I could have talked to like every single person. I could be like, yo, you know who Nicholas is or Scorpion Prox? And like, who?
Wow.
Like who the hell is that?
Yep.
But then I was watching him play Joey. I'm like, all right. I know the T7 guy. I know them.
Yeah, Dijon.
Yeah, I know Dijon. Yeah, I'm like, okay, yeah, I know these guys. I didn't know them specifically.
Mm-hmm.
But then he beat Joey. I'm like, I'm like, who the fuck is this? I'm like, who is this? So legit that night, I was watching like the Kolosseum. I'm like, I looked them up. I was like, okay, it's legit just them two in grand finals every single time. I'm like,
Every
who the fuck are you
single
guys?
time. Yep.
I'm like, all right, okay. So I was like, I legit spent the whole night just watching them. And then I had to play him in top 48, and then he beat me. I think it was like 3-2. Yeah, he beat me. I was like,
Yep.
damn, you guys are fucking nice.
Yeah, that was something that I was really curious about, not being there in person, but watching from a distance. I had that knowledge of seeing them, and I thought that they were going to do well. But that well even surprised me. The fact that, I was like, I predicted one of them to make grand finals. I predicted one of them to win. But for them both to be in that grand final, that really sent a message, I think, to North American Mortal Kombat in particular, to where maybe they start to finally might need to be paying more attention to some of these other regions. Because, we've gotten to learn here on the Kolosseum about so many other regions when we did our global event. I've seen players in South Africa that look phenomenal, Middle East. There's that player from Japan, if he ever comes over, I'm putting money on. Those twins from Chile. There's also a lot of players there's a lot more players from the South region of Latin America and the North region of Latin America that just haven't been seen in these tournaments competing against, the North American best. And then we got EU that's been grinding like crazy. Those young Russians are about to kill everyone for some reason. I don't know what's happening over there. I don't know what's in the water, but they all picked up Jackie and Shang and start looking godlike. I don't know what's happening over there, but I do love that kind of more international Mortal Kombat going on right now. And I thought the CEO was a good job of kind of opening people's eyes in that regard, because that's crazy. No one was talking about them or even knew about them going into that.
Because I was looking at the brackets. I didn't even like look a second eye at their names. I was like, whatever. I just looked at the like the regular like names like everyone's like
Yeah.
accustomed to. I'm like, all right, I gotta worry about him. I'm like, Nicholas, who the fuck is that? Like, why would he just beat Joey? I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
guess I gotta look him up now and see what I gotta do.
Do you notice a difference, or what do you notice, if there is any difference, when looking at from a professional player's point of view? Do you notice anything different when you're watching these international guys, or is it always just, case by case, individual by individual, or is it like a set? Like if you're watching these other regions playing, you notice something different that they do, or anything like that?
Uh, now I would say it's like just player specific stuff. Cause I'm like, yeah, definitely just player specific. I don't think any region has like a set tail like they all just don't go like Shang or Jackie. I'm not gonna lie though, like a lot of Russian players.
Dude,
do,
I'm telling you,
like,
Russia's like only
I
Jackie
don't know
and
why,
Shang.
there's a lot of those. There's a lot of those in Russia for some reason. Nah, but shit, you might be right actually, because like I noticed that there's a lot of loud players in like Mexico. A lot of loud players
Lao
for
in
some
Mexico.
reason.
Yep, that's true.
What makes you think? What is it that gravitates them towards the character, Mr. Aquaman? Maybe you could talk about this. You've been doing this for a while too, but what is it that makes these regions gravitate? Like, I know that one of the regions is like all Sindel. Again, we were talking about like Shang Tsung's over there. Like, what do you think it is that it's just like characters gravitate or players gravitate towards characters in certain regions?
It's probably just from watching each other. I think like
I think so too.
from that perspective, like from the Russia side, like they seen our creators do like stupid good with
Yep.
Shane. They're like,
Like,
okay,
I
I'm gonna
gotta
do
pick
this.
him up now.
Yeah, gotta pick him up. And then like they saw
Go
what's that Russian
Illuminati.
Jackie? There's a Russian Johnny or Jackie. Oh, Damastir. He's really good.
Yep.
They're like, oh yeah, he's doing really good. So let's all just pick him up. Fuck it.
And then over in Mexico, Go Illuminati, and there's
Oh,
one
yep,
more Kung Lao
yep.
down there that have been Kung Lao specialists and mains for a long time that have killed it. Like Go Illuminati goes back to possibly 9. I know he competed in X and was killing it as well
Yeah.
in those ESL days too. So maybe it is those kind of first guys that kind of gets any form of success, and then everyone else kind of looks at that and goes, "Oh, this is how we do it." Gotcha. Maybe, but I'm kind of on Unjust side with that, where in those regions in particular, their best players and influencers were some of the first ones were the ones using those characters. So Unjust, you actually just won week 3 of the Kolosseum for Mortal Kombat 11 just a couple of days ago. You made the finale of season 1, and season 1 was like 14 years ago at this point. It was like a year and a half ago. It was right before Final Combat, if I'm not mistaken. It was like the perfect warm up for Final Combat. You made the finale for that. I think you went 0-2, but it was both game 5s. I watched it right before we got into this call.
0-2? That actually go 0-2.
In the finale, you did go 0-2. You lost to Tweety in a game 5 and Gur in a game 5. You got double gears.
I do remember the Gur one. That one hurt. That one hurt.
You were up 2-0.
Yeah,
that match. Oh, God. It hurt me just looking at it back. But going into season 2, I love having you back. Thank you so much for competing in the Kolosseum. You took the week, and it's a brand new format. And I wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts on the new season and the new format and all that fun stuff?
I do like the latter part of it, just because it does make it go by like really fast. I don't know. The part of me in the beginning didn't like the top 8 thing.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I'm just so used to like a regular top 8, like, oh, you're gonna lose, blah blah blah. But I don't know. The more I play, it's like, all right, I kind of like it now. It's just like it just gets done so much faster than like what we're used to. Yeah, it's just so much faster.
It's just bang, bang, bang. All right, everyone, go home. I'll see you next week. That's kind of the intention on the back end too. Flashy can attest. I tried to make this as minimal work as possible for me as well. But for the players, that format is so. It's such a win. Like there's a win, there's a win-win, a win-win-win scenario. This is like 7 of them where players can show up late to the bracket and still be able to compete.
I noticed that.
That's godlike. Like
Yeah.
Tweety for some reason doesn't show up till halfway through and still gets enough wins to make top 8. It's insane. But so many people are like, "Oh my god, I missed check-in." No, There's none of that here. It's all good. Oh my
Yeah.
God, I have to wait six hours for this next round to finish. No, there's none of that. You go in, you play matches from start to end. If you're a streamer, you get to stream matches the entire time. It's bang, 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 bang. And then if you make top 8, it's bang, bang, bang. Have a nice day. So there's plenty of content to go around, and that's awesome that the single elimination is kind of growing on you, because I had a feeling,
Yeah.
I had a feeling that it'd be a lot different for people. But once we started getting in week 1 and week 2, we started seeing game 13s and game 9s,
game
and it was
13s.
like, yeah, I was like, hold on a second, this is kind of hot, and it being single elimination, it's like there's a lot of pressure on the line, even though it's just points right now, but we're raising quite a bit of money for the finale.
Again, when everyone tweeted that out, oh my God, that was sick. That was really cool.
Yeah, bro, that was. Oh wait, was that was you? You were the one tagged, right? Yeah, because you were playing Raiden against the Liu Kang player, and he
Yeah,
tweeted that
Robotype.
out. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yo, all right,
I can't
everyone's
even
winning
lie,
out
like,
here.
no, I felt dumb Hollywood when we tweeted that shit out. Oh my
Bro,
God.
I wrote that
I
tweet.
felt-
My name's nowhere even on it, and I felt like
Yeah.
I was the shit when he retweeted.
No, I
that.
felt dumb Hollywood. I was like, damn.
Now
I
you
do
guys
not
know what it
forever
feels.
live on his
Now you
Twitter.
guys know
Yeah.
what it feels like to be Hollywood. You guys are welcome, honestly. You're welcome.
Aquaman just like opened the doors for us. He's like, you guys want to feel like Hollywood? Here you go.
That's how we do it. You see, this is, for me, this is another day at the office. And did you guys learn really quick to mute your phone after Ed Boon retweets? Okay, wait, MightyUnjust probably didn't get a lot of notifications.
No,
but,
I didn't. No, I didn't.
bro. It's walls of when the fuck is MK12, you old bastard. Like,
Oh, yeah,
oh,
yeah,
go,
oh my God,
whoa,
yeah. Mhm,
whoa,
yeah.
this is a tournament post. Hold on a
Yeah.
second.
I was telling Aquaman before the call, I was like, because we were talking about that tweet, I'm like, dude, I don't know how this guy still has a Twitter account, man, after all of this. Like, it is the most rambunctious replies I've ever seen on the platform. It's crazy. And the guy just puts up with it. And then, you know what was savage about that? We're going to get back to the actual conversation, but they didn't announce anything at the Game Awards. Obviously,
Yep.
everybody went through that little situation.
No, everyone.
And then they tweeted the next day, like a guess that fatality or
Yeah.
something like so random.
I saw that too. I couldn't believe it.
Bro, if you want to have some fun, go through those replies, man. If
No,
you want
I know everyone in the NRS community was. Oh my! They were in
We were
tears.
sitting there.
No, when they saw Wonder Woman. When they
Oh,
saw
yeah.
Wonder Woman. There's a clip of me with all my friends listening to it. We were all so hyped. Like, oh my God, no way, no way, no way.
Injustice 3.
and
Yeah.
then Monolith. And then Monolith. And then
Mhm.
for me, I had a different reaction, Unjust. I know who Monolith is off the top of my head, and I went, fuck! And here's why. I was like, okay, they're gonna do they're probably gonna do an amazing single player Wonder Woman game. That's fantastic. But
Yeah.
what broke my heart is they used to do the Shadow of War games. The Middle Earth games, and so I'm like, are they not doing another Middle Earth game? Because that's my favorite. I got a Middle Earth flag right here. I'll give you $60. I don't give a fuck. I'll do it. So that kind of broke my heart a little bit, but yeah, there was that initial Injustice scare, and then when the show ended, I think I was in a call, but I had a lot of people watching on stream with me, and then I saw the nuclear meltdown on Twitter that was afterwards, and it was that just everyone going, fuck.
I made 10
We gotta
bucks
play
off of it, but-
MK11 for like another.
What, did you bet that nothing's gonna happen?
Oh yeah.
Because I
bet,
made $10 off of 4 hours of
Hey,
my
that's
life
pretty
of sitting
good.
there.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know if any of y'all know Plurmai, but he was like,
Mm.
yeah, the Walkback King. He was so convinced that a game was gonna get announced. I was like, all right, put 10 bucks on it. I was like, yeah, I bet there's nothing gonna happen. And he bet my brother another 20. So yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. So he lost 30 bucks that day.
Twins took it home.
Yeah.
Unjust. This is I think I made almost $150 off of side bets on those twins at CEO.
Oh no, yeah, you probably would. Yeah.
Yeah, that was that was my only goal of CEO, was praying someone would bet it. Well, it was easy. Everyone was betting against the Twins initially, and then by the end, people were a lot more hesitant. But a side note for everyone watching from home, there are ways. Most events I go to, I end up making more money than someone that might even get 8th. Or if you get 9th, you get nothing in most cases. But if you side bet, ooh, that's a good way to make some money or lose some money at these events as well. There's a lot of fun side games. I was watching Big D get bodied on odds or evens live on commentary. Those are quick 50-50 bets that happen for you viewers. If you guys want to play that yourself in the chat, you can place a bet on if the timer in the middle is going to end on an odd number or an even number, and it's the most savage bet you can ever make.
Fuck. What the fuck?
Unjust, do you not know about this?
Unjust is out here like
Never.
grinding
Oh,
for
no.
years, and he's on the stage on stream like so focused and playing, and you got
This is
Aquaman
what's
over here
happening in the
talking about
background. No, all the
whenever the
time.
timer
Yeah.
ends, you can make some money.
Unjust,
I never
Unjust is like
never do
sweating,
that.
like trying to take a W, and Aquaman's just sitting back with the fucking odds and evens bets.
dude, if you look at a lot of tournament VODs, I remember there was a combo breaker VOD where in the background was me and Big D side betting the whole time. You just see us. You just see this of like all odds or evens, or
That's insane.
just taking bets, and it's all part of the offline experience that bringing it online a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's side betting 101 in the FGC, guys. You guys are welcome. Feel free to practice
Moving
that
back
yourselves.
to our guests here.
I don't know if it's illegal though to do online and out in the open, so keep it.
Back to our
Low-key.
guests
Keep it
before
touch.
we get our show canceled. Unjust. We spent a little bit of time talking about your origin story. We talked about your current accolades and everything like that. I want to look to the future a little bit. You kind of just talked about a little bit how you were saying MK11 is like towards its end now. It's like you at least got your medal at the end. What are kind of your plans? Is it content? Is it continue MK11 until the next game? Maybe try a new game? What do you have in your mind for the next couple months, couple years? I know we don't have an announcement, but what is kind of your brain looking at over the next couple months?
Maybe just keep streaming the game. I don't know. I've been like just streaming Combat League. I think I'm like actually just losing my sanity at this point, like streaming it. And then I know I try to stream my tournament runs as much as like as you guys been putting out like Aquaman, and then like the ECT guys have been like doing the community throwdown thing. I try to like do that. Um I don't know. I play Dead by Daylight so much off stream. Like that, if I'm not playing MK, I'm just touching that. Like
That
those are
that's
probably my plans.
really interesting to find out about your offline game. I feel like we all have one, and
Yeah.
it's the same with me. I stream Mortal Kombat a lot. I work Mortal Kombat a lot, and the moment that stream ends, the last thing I want to do is touch Mortal Kombat.
Oh no, I don't even look at the game.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
damn.
I don't even. That's why when someone even just talks to me about it, I'm like, leave me alone right now. As much as I do love the game, after so much time, there's only so much you can do, and
Exactly. Yeah.
awesome to hear that yours is DBD. A lot of the FGC is Flashy. What's your
It's
offline
weird.
game?
Yeah, a lot of the FGC people love that game. It's
Bro.
nice. It's a nice just chill game.
For me, it's Halo and Pokemon, bro. I could play Pokemon
Ooh.
all
Oh, yeah.
fucking day, every day, and then Halo's sick. But for me, it's always I just whip out the DS, bro. Play some OG Pokemon games, dude.
Mhm.
There's nothing fucking better than that. But I want to I actually wanted to ask. There's something I wanted to ask earlier, but something I'm always interested in is the training regimen of top players. Do you have one? By you laughing is probably just I just play Combat League. When
Yeah,
the game
no,
came
no, no,
out,
not even-
when the
Ooh.
game came out, did you have a training regimen, or you're like, I'm just gonna fucking play the game and that's how I'm gonna learn it?
Definitely that, and then like playing like no, just playing like my friends and stuff. I think right now like my main training partner is Pulse.
You guys
and
just
then
rip sets
we
all
don't-
day and then
Yeah, it's a lot. We call it level up sessions, but most of the time it's just like us playing like complete garbage. So like that's the way I fucking, because at this point in the game's life I'm like, all right, I'll level up on the side, but like at least let me try to have fun doing it.
Mhm. And when you're
Right.
leveling up on the side, is that again just playing like those targeted sets with certain individuals who play certain characters and you're looking for certain answers, or do you go into
Nah.
practice mode to lab, or you just like I'm gonna play the game and
Just
figure it
play-
out as
yeah.
it goes?
Just play the game.
That's
At this
how-
point in the game's life, if you don't know like everything at this point, just like I don't know what to tell you. The
I
game's
don't
been
know
out
what
for
to tell
like, yeah, the game's been out for too long. I feel like everything possible you could find is like, yeah, you should know it at this point.
So when MK11 first came out, then were you going into practice mode and like practicing anything like specific strings or anything like that, or
I was just flawless blocking. That was the first thing I focused on. I'm like, damn, if I don't know how to do this, I'm gonna be so trash at this game. I was
that's
like,
why
yeah.
I'm trash at the game, huh?
I was like,
You
yeah.
just
What,
say
what, I was like, what strings can you floss block? Like, blah blah blah. Like, what can you do in this situation? I was at the very start of the game. Now it's just like, all right, let me delay everything so I don't get floss blocked on here.
Do you find that's your primary way of learning a fighting game is simply by playing it and just
Yeah.
in a set with
100%.
someone and then taking that knowledge in during that set versus putting as much work as possible prior in and then trying to apply it. That's because that's how I learn fighting games. Is I do it in matches. I just play people and look for the experience, and I almost never lab. That which is also a really big downfall. But so do you have a nice balance of the two?
I definitely think just like playing people is like number one. And definitely watching things too. Like
Mm.
even if you're not playing the game, I think when the game first comes out, like definitely just like watch as much of the game as possible. Like see like how people are, how other people are laughing, or like what people are doing with their own characters, like what they're doing. Yeah, definitely those. Like I feel like those are like the big main two. When the game first comes out, I definitely like grinding sets and like watching other people. You
Did
can do laughing. You can do laughing on the side, but it definitely helps. Like don't get me wrong, but
did
definitely like focusing on like what other people do will help you.
And did CEO kind of reignite that with those twins again coming on as strong as they did? Like now, do you have any kind of incentive to look at what's going on in Latin America more and seeing what they're doing to try to either gain some insight as to how they're performing or what they might be doing differently?
A little bit, but like I said, like who knows like what like if there's gonna be another tournament for this game. So it's
That's
like
true. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll try. I if Common Breaker does happen and like MK is there, I'll definitely like look at every single name from now on. Like, okay, who the fuck is this? Like, I never heard of you. Like, let me look you up just in case. Like, yeah, if there is another tournament for MK, I definitely will. But right now, it's just like I don't know. I really don't see the point.
We'll do another
Now,
prediction stream where I'll break down a lot of those people that not a lot of
Oh,
people know.
I'm
I
watching you
got you.
100%.
I got
I'm
you.
like, I normally don't watch prediction stream because like kind of like fucks my head. Like, damn, like now people have this like idea of like, oh damn, I should have like got top 8 or like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just like personally like I can't watch that. But now I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm definitely watching that.
I need the tech. I
I
need
know.
the
I
info.
need to figure out like who some of these people are just to, like make sure.
So that will lead me into. I got one final question for you, and then if Aquaman's got anything for you,
Mm,
you kind of said like MK11 was like this was the game where it's like okay now I'm here to play. I'm
mm.
getting all these top placings. Like this is it. Because you're saying at the other games like you kind of played your brother, he was kicking your ass, whatever. But now it's like it's your time to shine, right? When the next game does come out that you want to put your energy into the next fighting game, what are you taking from your experiences in MK11 and bringing into the beginning of the next fighting game that you didn't perhaps bring with you between Injustice 2 and MK11 because you just didn't have that knowledge yet?
Definitely just the knowledge of like knowing what the fuck to do. Even when the game first comes out, like it's so ugly. Like like everyone just plays so ugly, like no matter what. But like having the idea of like oh well, okay, I'm actually decent at the game, so I actually know what I'm doing. Like knowing frame data and like just knowing everything is just such a help compared to like when I first started. Like I remember like looking back like when MKX first came out compared to like the end, like compared to now, like people were garbage. People were complete garbage. They didn't know what they were doing. But then like you watch it now, it's like, damn, people are like people know what they're doing, and then like they take that knowledge and bring it to the next game and next and next
Hmm.
and next.
That's incredible. And just I got nothing else for you as well. This is just someone that's one of my favorite people to watch week in and week out. Hopefully, see you for week 4 of the Kolosseum
Oh
coming
yeah,
up
for
this
sure, yeah,
weekend. Oh,
for
let's
sure.
go. He's be going after those points. We'll see if he can make that top 8. It's sweaty, dude. That was the sweatiest bracket I'd almost ever seen where so many good players had good records, but other people just had better records. And that's what's crazy about that format is that it's kind of hard to make top 8 because you get RNG'd a little bit. All depends on who you
Mm.
get matched up to in that matchmaking. And so good luck in future weeks, MightyUnjust, and good luck in the future of your entire career in this thing, man. It's been incredible to watch you on the rise here in Mortal Kombat 11. We'll see what you got in the future. Thanks for coming on, man. Flashy, do you want to take us home?
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, Mighty and Just, let them know, man. Where can they find you? Your stream? Do you have a YouTube channel? All the above. The Twitter is right there on the screen. Let them know where they can find you and when.
Yeah, just my Twitter's at the bottom, and then my Twitch is the Mighty Unjust, and then I think that's it. Yeah, that's all I got.
Well, if you
And
want to see, if you want to see him
my
lose his sanity on Combat League, bro, go to that Twitch channel.
oh my
And next
god,
time you
yeah.
come back on the show, I hope you have a YouTube channel too, brother. We didn't get into that yet, but
Mm.
hope you have a YouTube channel on the next one. But other than that, dude, again, Aquaman said it best. It's been awesome seeing your run. Again, we come from the same local, so we got that that connection there, which is absolutely awesome. I hope I never run into you in a bracket down there, because because like I said, I just put the controller down. But other than that, it's awesome seeing you there, man. It's awesome to see all your success. We appreciate you coming on the show. Everybody go give MightyUnjust a follow if you haven't already. We're going to catch you guys next week for another episode of the KoloCast. We'll see you there.